Okay, let's see if we can get this all in one take. I really like horror movies. While not the same amount, horror TV shows are pretty good as well. There's something so attractive and intriguing about being scared. When you're with a spouse, you get to hold them closer, and if you're anything at all like me, you and your pillow just become really good friends. My question is why? Why do we enjoy the feeling of fear? The feeling that we might not make it to tomorrow? The thought that something might be lurking below the bed frame? I ask because you can cuddle closer with your significant other in the winter, or really anytime you want to if you just turn the AC up a little bit. When it comes to me, I sleep with my pillow, not like that, but I sleep with my pillow every night. So why is the only thing that you and I have in common is that we both like being scared? Well, there's a lot of reasons, in fact. The most common one is that when someone is afraid, the brain releases chemicals called cortisol and adrenaline. Dopamine is also released, but everybody already knows about dopamine, and I'm pretty sure everybody here also knows about adrenaline, so cortisol, however, is far more interesting. It's a steroid hormone that is made by two adrenal glands located at the top of each kidney. When you become stressed or scared, a larger amount of cortisol is released into your bloodstream. Be careful though, because having too much cortisol can cause a lot of health problems, which we will talk about later. Cortisol increases your body's metabolism, it controls your blood pressure, it even reduces inflammation, helping your body respond to stress and danger just that much more effectively. So, if your body produces more cortisol more frequently than normal, then you could suffer from weight gain, thin and weak skin that doesn't heal as quickly, and even acne, among a lot of other things. What the fuck? So I just heard some like fucking scary ass noise. This isn't even like part of the bit, like the whole like fear video. I actually just heard something like slam against the side of my house, and when I went out, when I went out there to look, there was nothing there. But it is incredibly windy, so I'm pretty sure it's gonna storm tonight. That actually, I really hope that that picked up on the mic because this is not a bit. That's actually scary. So, if your body produces more cortisol more frequently than normal, then you could suffer from weight gain, thin and weak skin that is way, way, way slower to heal, and even acne, among a lot of other things. And this explains a lot. Teenagers and young adults are incredibly anxious, in turn having more cortisol, causing them to gain weight more frequently than normal people, and the obvious symptom is acne. On the other hand, if you don't have enough cortisol, then you could suffer from immense sluggishness, or in other words, just being really tired. You could feel... Nice, thanks. You could feel nauseous, you might even find yourself throwing up more often. Of course, the exact opposite of having too much cortisol, too little can cause weight loss, as well as muscle weakness, meaning potential muscle loss, difficulty walking, and even cramps. Likewise, you could have immense abdominal pain, but I'm not a doctor, so don't think that just because your tummy hurts a little bit too much and you're throwing up a little bit more than you did last week, that means that you have incredibly low cortisol levels. It probably just means that you ate some bad food. However, some of the more frequent cases of people enjoying the feeling of fear is that they're just thrill seekers. Thrill seekers often don't feel things normally, especially when it comes to emotions. So when they do things like go into a haunted house or skydive, they feel some sort of arousal or maybe anything else other than whatever that weird numbness is that they've got. There's also people that are over anxious. This might sound a bit counterintuitive, but it makes sense. Over anxious people are always at a certain level of fear, so when they get that extra boost and then the boost wears off, it almost feels like a bit of relief. Think of it as it's really hot outside. Let's say it's like 90 degrees outside, and you step into a car that's got the heat blasting, and it's been blasting for an hour, right? That car is obviously going to be way hotter than it is outside. If you stay in that car for 5 minutes, when you get out, it'll feel just that much colder outside, because when you were in the car, it was a higher temperature than it is outside, so your body adjusts to the higher temperature. Dr. Felkel, a medical director of behavioral health at Bon Secours, said, "I think the best scenario is to go with a group of friends. You'll frequently see people get scared and then laugh. People are making a choice to be scared and achieving success by going through with it. This not only makes them feel happy, but they've also solidified a memory with their friends that is going to be a lasting memory. The huge element here is choice, choosing to be scared. If someone is not in one of these settings or not clear on the boundaries agreed to and something bad happens, there's zero choice. That is no longer a fun environment, and dopamine positive emotions are not occurring because it's instead a stress or trauma response." Being scared is fun, and as long as it's safe, I feel, you should be able to explore your fears and overcome them. Life is dull, it's monotonous, it's tedious, life is stupid, it's even stale sometimes, but most importantly, it's boring. Boring as fear is the way that we cope with these trite matters of everyday life. So set aside some time to do something terrifying, whether it's watching a horror movie or even watching a horror TV show, or if you're like me, playing horror games. Just do something that gets your heart racing a little bit and definitely releases some of that cortisol. But that's all for now, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Man, can you imagine if I wasn't recording? That would be wild.